Hello and welcome to the new episode of Neighborhood News 2023. So excited to be back with everybody again, just giving little recaps, little updates on what's going on at Neighborhood Alliance. Today, I am here with Roberto Toro. Hi, Roberto. How are you doing?
Hello, I'm doing well. How are you?
Roberto is actually our Director of Shelter and Emergency Services at Neighborhood Alliance. He's awesome. So without me stealing your thunder, Roberto, tell us a little bit about yourself.
So again, Roberto Toro. I have been in my position since May 2022. I have been here since I was, I want to say 12. I've been in this community, middle school, high school, and then I went to Columbus for school, came back, been living here, serving the community. I started off with PATH actually in this organization as a PATH worker, and then I got moved into shelter doing data entry and case management, and now I am running the shelter as Director of Emergency Services. So I've seen a little bit of the different stages of Neighborhood Alliance. I'm super excited, everything we've done and we're doing to keep moving forward with the shelter.
And you're amazing. Once Roberto came in, we knew that he was a rising star and he was going to be doing big things with Neighborhood Alliance. We really just enjoy him being around and all the good stuff that he's doing. So Roberto, so you said you started out in PATH and you went to casework. So tell me, shelter and emergency services, what type of programming does shelter and emergency services provide?
Sure. So with Neighborhood Alliance, this is a really important branch of community service we help with in Lorain County. It entails a lot of good stuff and a lot of stuff that is actually needed for a lot of our community, as you and I both know. Obviously, I'll start with the obvious. We have the Haven Center, which is our homeless shelter. We're the only family shelter in our county. We serve men, women, and children. We're open 24 hours a day, 365 days of the year. We offer full services. We have 68 beds. We provide meals for everyone, toiletries. We have a laundry room. We do clothing donations that come in, and we do connection to necessary transition into independent housing, supportive housing, agencies like the Nord Center. You can through United Way, and I'll talk a little bit more about that in a second. So we do a lot. We have case managers that work on site. 40 hours a week, and they help our clients honestly move on to successful housing, and they're here to help them out to anything from an ID to assistance and court records, anything like that. They're here to help them with that as well. So our job is basically at the Haven to help these individuals get back on their feet and move forward, and that's the Haven part of it. We also have the PATH program. There's a couple billboards around the city that have been up. I don't know if you guys have seen them. PATH Outreach is another cool program we have, and it's also part of the emergency services, which is connection to mental health to any individuals that are outside. And this entails so much more than that. We do have a team that goes out and reaches out to these individuals that are outside. They might be living in tents, they might be in cars, they might be under a bridge like in Elyria. And we see these individuals, and our goal is to either get them into shelter so they're inside and they can get warm and get services, or if they don't want to do that, we provide them supplies to be outside so they can adequately survive out there, like brand new tents, sleeping bags, top of the line stuff. It's good stuff for them, and it's not everybody wants to come to shelter, and that's fine. So at that point, what we focus on is making sure that they're okay. We provide them dry goods, canned goods, anything they might need as well, like bathing kits. We even have like the non-water needed shampoo, anything like that we can supply for them. It's just keeping track of who they are, where they're at, and see what services we can provide for them, and along with the connection to mental health, which would be services to the North Center or Firelands. And during that whole process, these PATH workers work with them to make sure that they keep them keep tabs on them to see what else we can do during that time. We also have UCAN, and that's through United Way, but we have a case manager on site that works with UCAN, and they provide services for people that are working. That's the number one stipulation we look for. They have to be working, but we help with any bills that might be backed up, deposits that might be needed, car repairs, you name it, any kind of service like that that might be delayed. It doesn't hurt to put in an application, and then we'll go from there. It's all based on where you live. The zip code we service is 44055. And once you go on our website, that specifies that, and it has a whole list of zip codes. So you can click on it and it'll tell you which center to reach. It's at youcanapply.org. That's the letter U, can apply, and .org, and go from there. And Tasha, which is our case manager that works with that, will reach out to you and kind of follow up on those applications.
Well, that's awesome. Yeah, you guys offer so many great services, and really it is to help those individuals just kind of get back on their feet. You know, they may have stumbled a little bit. Some people are maybe a little further off than others, but you're there to kind of help hold their hand a little bit, help support them, help guide them in the right direction to have that sustainable housing so they can live their lives. So another service, so you said that you offered, PATH, where you kind of outreach to those individuals who are like literally unsheltered. They are living under bridges, living in tents. And so what happens when it gets like super cold outside? In the wintertime, Ohio, we have like bad winters. So what's going on with the warming centers?
So this year, we did get approved for the warming center to come up. It's a little behind, and it's not something that, we had any control over. It's more of a funding issue, but that's been taken care of. At the moment, it is set to open sometime in February. I don't have an exact date. Right now, we're working on staffing, which is the biggest part of it. Make sure that it's fully staffed so we can adequately run it. It's going to be held at St. Andrews in Elyria, and I'm going to give you the address in 1 second because I have it up. The address is 300 3rd Street. That's Elyria, Ohio, 44035. Again, it's St. Andrews Episcopal Church. That's where it's going to be. So the idea of the warming center is to, get these men off the street overnight, and they have a cot, somewhere to stay. They can get some supplies, and in the morning they go out, and the next night, if they need it, the services will be provided again. This will be, again, an overnight service. Doors most likely will open between, I want to say 6:30 for men, and then they'll be there through the night, and in the morning they would have to leave, I want to say by 8:30 in the morning or something like that. And we passed inspection with the city. I actually help with the setup, so everything's brand new that's in there. It's going to be brand new cots, brand new bedding. Everything is brand new for the guys that will go in there. It'll hold up to 8 beds for right now, and that's like I said, that's coming soon. We're just working on staffing and training at the moment, so we can make sure that that's adequately staffed. Also, I know you mentioned what else they do when someone is outside. I've been getting a lot of calls at our shelter here for people that need a bed, and I would suggest coordinated entry, and I can talk a little bit about that more later but that's another option. I'll get to that later. But the warming centers are coming as of right now. I want to say sometime in February, and more details to come.
And exactly. So tell us a little bit more about coordinated entry. So, right now the warming centers aren't open, but that doesn't mean that there's nowhere for these individuals to go. So the first step, right, to enter into the homeless system here in Lorain County is to go to coordinated entry, correct? Can you tell me more about that?
Yeah, so in Lorain, the access point for our county is coordinated entry, which means that any person that considers themselves in a homeless situation or episode that they have nowhere to go, nowhere to be, nowhere to sleep, would be through coordinated entry. And that's on St. Elizabeth, the same building on 28th Street, and that's the men's shelter. You would call that line, and the number is 440-242-0455. And it is a voicemail system. When you call, you would leave a voicemail, speak very clearly, leave your name, your phone number, and a little bit about your situation. And one of their representatives will call you back. They will call you back within 24 hours. And they'll kind of give you a follow-up on that call, ask a couple more follow-up questions to see where exactly the diversion could happen. Is it easier to send you somewhere? Is it easier to have a shelter? Is there another referral? Is there like a battered woman shelter, something like that? That's the kind of direction that they will go at that point. If it's a larger family, they'll make that known to us as well through a referral. So it's a good doorway to go through, and that's the first step to getting yourself out of the street, to be honest. And they're really good about getting back to people and sending us referrals. Now, once you call, you leave a message, they'll call you back, they'll send me a referral. Then we go through that process of accepting it. Next thing you know, you get a call to come to the shelter or whatever next step would be at that time. But we're more than glad to have you.
And so my next question is going to be off topic.
Sure.
We talked about, but just curious. So, getting families at the shelter or in these situations is fairly common, right?
Yes, especially this season, this winter, there's been such a large number of families that I'm getting referrals for. Based on our situation, unfortunately, we only have a limited number of rooms in our facility, and we're the only facility that houses families. So with that being said, it's essential to get these families off the street. There's a lot of children that are, living in cars. A lot of people say to me, that's in other cities, that's in other countries. No, down the street, someone could be sleeping in their car and you just don't know about it. It's very common in our county, unfortunately, and we try our best to try to limit that 0 to none. We try our best because we're only human, and there's always going to be someone that needs help. But larger families have come around, and I'm talking about 4, 5, 6 children families that are outside, and we try to accommodate, based on their need at that time. We've been pretty successful with getting them at least vouchers for those larger families, or we try to ask around to see what other resources are available. But this season, unfortunately, there's been a large number of families that are outside compared to individuals.
And so that kind of leads me to our last question. Is there anything else that you want to share? I know there's some big news coming down the line that may also be exciting for, being able to accommodate some of these families. Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
I can a little bit. I am happy to announce, there's an expansion coming to our building. The Haven Center is going to get a big change. It's going to be a good change. It's going to be an additional part of our building that's going to be added. It is going to increase the number of beds. It's going to be a state-of-the-art facility. It's going to be something nice. And for our county, the fact that we're the only family shelter, it's a perfect addition to this community. So I'm really excited about that. It is coming starting this year. I'm not sure when the end date will be, but it is coming real soon, and it is going to happen. So I'm excited to share that. I'm sure you can look on our website as the months progress, and there's going to be updates on that, but that is coming real soon.
Yes, and like a big part about that is going to be that, family space where
Correct.
I've worked with Neighborhood Alliance for 10 years, and it always breaks my heart when I walk in there and there are little kids at the shelter. I have small children, I can't even imagine what these families are going through, but lots of times new moms may even bring their babies in. You have pregnant moms there, and their first room that they come to is at our shelter. Keeping these families intact is very important for the children, for the parents, everybody. So we're excited to be able to have that expansion coming down the road. There's going to be more information coming out about that very soon. Roberto, I think we covered a lot. You did so good.
I tried. Thank you, Jeju.
So awesome. And I will add some of the details that Roberto talks about in the content of this video. I'll provide the coordinated entry phone number if you're a concerned citizen and you see somebody that is homeless or know somebody that maybe just needs to be checked on. You can also call that number, leave a message, and possibly we'll have a path worker or somebody like that go out and check on these individuals. Or if you notice a family sleeping in their car or something like that. So for more information about Neighborhood Alliance, make sure that you visit www.myneighborhoodalliance.org, and follow us on Facebook for any new updates. Did we get it all, Roberto?
Got everything.
Awesome. Thank you so much. You have a great day.
No, thank you.
Roberto.
Bye. Bye.